My role in the organisation is twofold. One is chairman, where I sort of run the board and our interaction with the city, and the other is CIO, where I run the information side of the business.
That's quite an unusual combination. Is that important for a technology company like Cloudbuy?
I think it's very important to have a tech company run by a techie. There's two parts to tech. One is having a good vision, a good product, and the other side is sales. And so we've got a split where I'm chairman CIO, Lynn, CEO, heads up sales, Johnny heads up partnerships. So we've got quite a good balance between tech and sales.
Tell us about Cloudbuy as an organisation. What are the roots of the organisation? What's your kind of position in the marketplace?
Cloudbuy's focused on e-commerce. We've got multiple routes into e-commerce, so we've got small startups coming up, we've got big government programs coming down, and our main channel to market is with Visa and its banks, and then driving both buyers and suppliers to us to provide e-commerce.
Is e-commerce in this sense what a consumer would get from buying, a Christmas present off Amazon, or are you doing something slightly different?
We've got two bits to it. One is we've got a sort of Amazon in the box marketplace, so if you want a B2C marketplace, we can provide you with one of those straight away. The other bit is we make it easy for you to buy in an organisation. So sitting in an organisation, you get an easy to use e-commerce site where you can buy the right stuff at the right price, and that delivers billions in savings to large organisations.
Is it possible to ask about any of your kind of signature clients?
Yeah, so signature clients are people like UK university sector, where we run the contract management system, and a marketplace where you can pay for goods by purchasing cards. We've expanded out into Australia, where we've got a contract with New South Wales Government to do a similar thing for Service First, which is their shared service. And then we just won a contract in Hong Kong to get 8,500 suppliers on to a marketplace that will be both a sort of B2C style Amazon walk-up marketplace and a B2B marketplace. And then the big one we've just got in India is twofold. One is Signice, which is probably about 2 billion a year. And if that comes through, that will be twice the size of Flipkart, which is the current market leader in India. And then since then, we've signed up CII, which is the Confederation of Indian Industry, 7,000 members, 60 branches, and about $1 billion of government funding going into Indian businesses that they're leading on in the Make in India campaign. So that's a fairly massive transformation that's happening in India as India tries to go and build itself up to going toe-to-toe with China.
So it's quite an international reach for a UK tech SME, or would you see yourself more as a mid-range company? I don't know.
Well, we've changed the name from at UK PLC because we were sort of focused on the UK public sector. We've done great things in the UK public sector, but we changed the name to Cloudbuy because we needed a global presence. And so we actually started off Cloudbuy Inc. back in '99 in the US. So we've got Cloudbuy, it was at USA Inc., changed into Cloudbuy Inc., and now we've got Cloudbuy PLC. We've been in the stock market for 8 years, and we're at that point where you can see that we're getting that global growth. And we've got Alibaba, who own China, Amazon and eBay own the US,
Right.
Bit of Europe, and we've managed to pick off between them the other economies that are growing quickly. So we've got stuff happening in Dubai, India, Singapore and Hong Kong, and we're putting ourselves into a position where we're the market leader in a number of major economies.
The EU always says that we need a kind of, local Google or local eBay. I imagine you'd like that kind of, epithet applied to you sort of thing, but is it convincing that a European company could make a big play on the global stage?
I think we've done it in that, in India we were, up with Alibaba. So Alibaba also, Jack Ma was there just the day before Lynn, seeing CII. They're also doing something with Alibaba. We actually do something that's more helpful because we provide the individual businesses with their own e-commerce sites under their own brand. which is better for them than being subsumed under Amazon or Alibaba. And so that's better for Indian development, but we also provide a CII marketplace for everybody to join together as well.
So there's lots of momentum, lots of traction. You've got an international focus, which and a kind of thinking with your global hat on. We're talking here about cloud, about G-Cloud, about UK government activities, public sector. From your perspective, what's your kind of vision of where you think what the G-Cloud's achieved and what it should be doing next?
Well, I think G-Cloud's been a brilliant program. The main thing I would like to do with G-Cloud is take it out around the world. So I did a peak performance tour with UKTI. So Johnny, who's on our board, is also on the export board of UKTI, and I was wanting to actually take G-Cloud out to all these economies, because it's very easy for us to take G-Cloud into America and Europe because they're already engaged. But places like India, as part of CII, we just saw 7 state CIOs, and they're interested in 2 bits. One is hardware, and the other is software. And so they're interested in all the software services, and we could provide them along with G-Cloud vendors.
So the idea would be, your vision would be, that a public sector organisation in another part of completely different geography should be able to purchase goods and services from the UK G-Cloud.
Ideally, well, I would like to put the UK G-Cloud vendors onto our platform and sell them into Hong Kong, Singapore, Dubai, India, Australia, US, Europe, and have them there. Now, it makes it a lot easier then for one of those other countries to just pick that up and say, yep, we'll run with that, and have our local providers on there, because, I mean, somewhere like Dubai, they want to do things on a global basis. And they are actually leading in smart government. I mean, they came out almost 6 months ago and said every single bit of government is going to be mobile enabled in 6 months. And in the same way as they built the tallest building in the world and the largest real estate development, when they say they're going to do something, they actually delivered it.
They tend to do it, right?
Yeah, so this has been delivered. I mean, it's a god-awful mess, because some of them are really good and some of them are really bad, but at least they're all up there and they can now be improved and made world-class.
The usual suspects in terms of obstacles to your vision, Ronald, might be security. They would be different data legislations around the world outside the EU. How do you think the G-Cloud project could handle those kind of difficulties?
Well, you've got 2 parts to security. I mean, we're PCI compliant, so we're PCI level 1 as part of our partnership with Visa. And so we've handled most bits on the global security side of things. I had some dialogue with the CIO of Austria around about security, because he was saying, is cloud secure? And it's sort of like, well, in 1999, we built our Atomic Weapons Establishment's Financial Management Information System. Now, clearly that can't be connected to the internet and never will be. But there are ways of making things secure for government organizations, and most cloud services are things that are connected to the internet, at which point you've already taken the decision to allow the service to be connected to the internet, and you're generally much more secure connecting to a secure cloud provider than doing things in-house. I know one local government organisation that had to apply something like 30,000 patches internally because they hadn't patched anything before they met the recent sort of government standards for connecting to government equipment.
Yes, IL, etc.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you don't see the security side as being too difficult. What about the kind of different data legislations? I mean, we've got the EU wants to kind of harmonise. We've got I imagine US, Australasia doing different things. Do you see that as a challenge, or something could be negotiated?
It's a challenge, but most of these people have gone for public cloud, and the EU leads the way in data protection legislation. So EU's at the highest standard, and things like safe harbour, etc., are trying to bring other places up to the EU standard. So a European cloud provider is at an advantage because they're already meeting a standard that is where everyone else is aspiring to.
Thank you for all this so far. To sum up for our conversation today, What is your message ultimately as a practitioner of e-commerce and with global experience about the G Cloud and what you think could happen next?
I would just like to make G Cloud easy to buy and make it available globally. At the moment, you can't walk up with your card and just buy cloud services in G Cloud, and we've already put other complex services along that. We put social care online, so you can buy social care services online. Why can't we buy cloud services online and make our vendors available globally?
Thank you for your time today, Mr. Duncan.
Thank you.